just like a referee, ensure fair play field. Same as arm length price and fair value measurement act as an umpire for financial reporting. It ensures a level play field for everyone doing business. So let's dive into the world of fair value measurement and ensure how it ensures transparency and decision making. Hello everyone, my name is Komal Goyal. I am doing my articleship from Suresh Chandra and Associates. Hope you all are doing good. So let's deep dive into a most emerging topic of fair value measurement and underlying concept of arm length price. Okay. As before starting the session, many of you think that fair value measurement and arm length price both are interchangeable terms. So let's unreveal this misconception through this session. So before dive deeper into the topic, let's first clear our basics. So what is fair value? Fair value is the expected value of something in the current market. Or you can say fair value is the price you are expected to receive after selling it into the market. You can say fair value is the true and honest value for an asset or a liability. Let's say you have a used laptop and you want to sell it into the market. The price you are expected to receive will be the fair value for that asset. Okay. Now you think, what is fair value measurement then? Fair value measurement is the process of determining fair value, that is an honest value for the asset or a liability, after considering various factors like its demand, market condition, future potential and its age. Okay, determining current market price is the part of fair value measurement, but it involves many comprehensive approaches. Okay, now move ahead to the next topic, that is arm length price. Arm length price is the price that two parties are agreed. The two parties are independent parties, or we can say strangers. Arm length price basically focus on fair exchange between two related parties. Arm length price is the price that are agreed by two independent parties, so it focuses that the transaction that occur between related parties must be on arm length. That is the price that are agreed by unrelated parties. Okay, let's say for example you have a car and your friend want to buy the car. The price you agreed with your friend might not be an arm length price because you has a close relationship with your friend. But instead of your friend, if a stranger want to buy that car, the price you agreed with the stranger will be an arm length price for this transaction. Okay, now understand what are the similarities and difference of fair value measurement and arm length price. Fair value measurement and arm length price both are similar terms, but they can't be used interchangeably because fair value measurement focus on determining fair value for an asset or a liability, but arm length price focus on fair exchange between two parties that are related to each other on that price that are agreed by two parties that are independent. Okay, now let's move ahead and dive deeper into the topic. Now you think, why do we need the concept of arm length price, or what is the importance of having this concept in our normal practice? So as you all understand, arm length price focus on fair exchange between two parties that are related to each other. So it prevents the companies to manipulate their prices to shift their profit to lower tax jurisdiction and then avoid paying taxes. So we can say arm length price help in protecting government revenue. Arm length price prevent companies to avoid paying taxes. Arm length price help companies to get their accurate share of profit. Arm length price enhance transparency in overall tax system. And the fifth one is arm length price act as a dispute resolution mechanism. In case there is a disagreement between tax authority and company, it acts as a fairness standard if there is a disagreement between related parties in relation to the price. Okay, now what are the factors that are affecting arm length price? So the factors that are affecting arm length price are, first one is market condition. Okay, so market condition is just like a weather affect games, same as change in market condition affect arm length price. So the change in market condition are like market demand, market supply, future potential, economic condition and many others. Whenever there is a change in market condition, the arm length price must need to be reflect the change in it. For example, let's say when a resource becomes scarce in the market, the price that are agreed by the parties in relation to that asset will be higher as compared to the normal asset. So in that case, the price that are agreed between parties is not similar or not equals to the price that are related by other parties in relation to other assets. So company need to consider that change, that market condition change in determining fair value or arm length price. Now let's talk about the second factor, that is bargaining power. Just like having a strong team give you an edge in games, same as having a team give you an edge in games, same as when one person has more bargaining power than other, he can also dominate the other party. Let's say, for example, Mr. A and has more bargaining power than Mr. B. So Mr. A can dominate Mr. B and negotiate the price in his favor. If he was a seller, he can negotiate the price to at higher prices, and if he was a buyer, he can negotiate the price to a lower one. So arm length price also affect the bargaining power of the customers or the suppliers. So the company need to ensure that our balance in bargaining power should be considered while determining arm length price. So the third factor is product characteristics or product differentiation. Just like having a team of unique persons with unique skills give you an edge in games, same as if a product has a more unique features, quality, brand reputation, he can get more price in the market as compared to the other products. So in that case, the price that are agreed between two parties in relation to that product will always be higher than the price that are agreed by the parties in relation to similar assets or similar product. So company need to ensure that, company need to consider a balance of product characteristic while determining arm length price. Okay, now let's move ahead to fair value measurement. Now let's talk about why do we need the concept of fair value in our normal practice. So fair value measurement, as per Indian Accounting Standard 113, that is fair value measurement, and regulatory frameworks, company need to record all its asset and liability on fair value. By recording all its asset and liability on fair value, it ensures transparency and provide investor a clear picture of the company's financial condition and position. It not only aid investors to help in decision making, but also promotes and also enable them or improve their investors' decision. Investors' confidence are increased when they can compare the financials of one entity with the other. Fair value measurement makes entity financials comparable and help the entity for showing their financial position more clearly. Okay, so we can say fair value measurement first increase investor confidence. Second one is promote stability and transparency. Third one is make the financials comparable and easy to compare with other entities. Fourth one is act as a risk management, help in risk management to the company by providing up-to-date information related to assets or liabilities. So now let's move ahead to the next topic, that are the limitations and advantages. So limitations and challenges of fair value measurement. So first one is subjectivity. Determining fair value is a subjective judgment matter, or it's involve many judgment. Determining fair value is provide a true and fair view, but it involves many conditions and challenges. So the second one is measurement uncertainty. In case when there is a uncertainty, the management need to ensure that uncertainty will be removed or cleared. Now the third one is timeliness. Determining fair value is a timely process and need to be updated on timely basis. It involves many detailed financial analysis and projections. Okay, now move ahead to the techniques of fair value measurement, or what are the techniques that are required or that involve fair value measurement. The first approach is market approach. In this approach, the company find out similar assets that are traded in the market, and company use value of that asset as value for their asset as a fair value. In that case, company find similar asset traded in market and use value of that asset. It is most reliable and less time consuming approach, but it only applicable or it can only be used in case when a similar asset traded in the market. If your asset has unique feature or characteristics, it is difficult to use that approach and find the similar asset that are traded in market. So in that case, company move to second approach, that is income approach. In income approach, company determine what will the asset generate in the future to determine its worth today. In this approach, company find out the present value of future generated cash flows and use that present value as their fair value for the asset and liability. Okay, now in that case, this approach is best in case of less observable market data, as it provides an input for fair value measurement. As this approach is a time consuming process and it involves many detailed financial analysis and projection, so it requires to need to update on timely basis. Okay, now let's move ahead to the third approach, that is cost approach. In this approach, company determine what will be the cost to replace this asset with a new asset, and the replacement cost of replacing asset with new asset will be treated as its fair value. The replacement cost will be the fair value for the asset. Okay, this approach is mostly used in case when there is no similar asset are traded in the market, as company as if this provide marketable data and provide an input for fair value measurement. Okay, now let's talk about some of the real life examples that are currently going in the daily lives. So first one is parent subsidiary. In case of when one parent company send its product to the subsidiary in another country, he used the method of fair value measurement. And arm's length price need to be ensured that the transactions are done on fair value basis. Now the second example is impairment testing. In impairment testing, company need to find that the fair value of the asset will not be more than the book value of the asset. If this happens, the asset come to be impaired and need to be book impairment loss and reduce the book value of the asset. Now the third one is merger and acquisition. In case of merger and acquisition, when one company acquires another company, then the purchase consideration which are used to be settled the transaction is calculated on the basis of fair value of all the assets and the liability of the target company. Okay, now let's conclude this session. First of all, now let's conclude the session. As we talked in the session about the fair value and arm's length price, you both understand the concept of fair value measurement and arm's length prices. Fair value measurement and arm's length price both are work as a pillar for financial reporting framework. It provides management, it ensures transparency and build investors' confidence, and it prevent the companies to manipulate their taxes, and it prevent the companies to manipulate their prices to shift their profit to lower tax deduction, as it help the government by protecting government revenue. Okay, now fair value measurement and arm's length price are like empire for financial reporting. It ensures a level play field for everyone doing business and provide transparency and enhance their effectiveness. It increase investor confidence, and it's all about doing business and everyone get its fair chance. So thank you one and all. Thank you.